this morning, if you want to have two blocks, if you have them, again, they're not mandatory, but if you have some blocks, have two blocks. And then we're going to downward facing dog with our heels propped. So I'm going to use a little cushion for that for my heels. If you have one of these buckwheat hull cushions from the Institute, it's ideal for that. If you don't, you can use a rolled blanket or beach towel. So if you want to have something like that handy, you can roll it into a tube like we do for the supported fish, or you could just fold it. And you might be guessing right now how high your heels are going to be in downward dog. If you have any idea what that is, if you're, an inch up or 5 inches up, we can adjust it when we get to that place. But I want to have the feeling of holding downward facing dog with your heels pressing into something. Okay. So whatever you have around in your home studio, again, the cushion's great, folded blanket, folded towel, just something that's on hand. And that's not going to be until closer to the middle of class, but I like to give you fair warning now while you're kind of setting up. Okay. Are there any questions on anything before we start our practice? Everyone's all set? Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and mute all. Again, come on in if you have anything. Okay, great. So I've been inspired to work on the joints and glands exercises in a little bit more depth. So when we were doing our favorite pose classes, these last two sessions, Bridget mentioned that joints and glands were her favorite. And they are little practices that I usually interweave into mostly our warm-ups, but I like to do them throughout my practice. But they come from a book from 1977, and these are exercises that were taught by Swami Rama, and Dr. Rudolph Valentine put them into a book format. So it's a very easy little book to kind of follow along all the different practices. And I have probably a repertoire of joints and glands practices that I love, that I do all the time. But then Bridget made me remember that there are many more. So my thought was, because they fit so nicely into the beginning of a yoga practice, that we might make our way through this book. So we have 6 sessions left before we break for the holidays. And the book is set up by parts of the body. So today I would like to do all the face exercises. And then next time we'll do the neck. Time after that, shoulders. And then there's arms, hands, and wrists, abdomen and torso. And then lastly, we'll do legs and feet. Okay. And we'll get a chance to do all of them. And what I found, there are certain ones that I like very much that you can do every day. So I was going to warn people not to wear makeup this morning because we're going to be touching our faces a lot. If you did, you'll have to redo. But I figured it was a likely thing that we were kind of natural this morning, right? Being at home on a Tuesday morning. Okay, so for the joints and glands exercises, the main reason we do them is to bring energy and circulation into all parts of the body. So in the introduction, Dr. Valentine talks about how we tend to kind of move through our day with our awareness in one part of the body. And I'd never noticed that until I read this introduction again. So especially if you have a place in your body that's uncomfortable. So if you have shoulder problems, if you have knee problems, lately I've been having some discomfort in my feet. So I'll notice I'm walking around my house and I'm thinking about my feet. I'm in my feet, right? So you might start to notice that you are in some part of your body more than the other parts of your body. So the joints and glands exercises bring our awareness from crown to toes to fingertips, and we move everything, and we manipulate everything. And it starts to bring not only fresh circulation and some warming up of joints and muscles, but also starts to spread prana throughout the body. Those places that are off our radar tend to become kind of frozen, tend to become tense, and that's often leads to bigger problems down the road. So with our whole theme of this class being awakening prana, these exercises make a really nice addition to whatever else we're doing. Okay, this idea of spreading awareness throughout the whole body. And you start to get the feeling then moving through the rest of your day that you're more embodied. You're aware of everything. Okay. So today we're just going to focus on the face, and some of these you'll already know, and others will be new. So we're just going to sit comfortably, and however you're most comfortable for probably, this will take about 7 minutes to go through the face exercises. So you can be down on the floor cross-legged if that's best, or you could be sitting up in a chair. I'm going to stay in my chair for this part. And you're going to be making lots of funny faces too, so be ready. Wherever you are, we're sitting up nice and tall through the center line, and I'm going to slouch just a little bit to stay in my camera. And we're going to make fists with the hands, and you're going to be using the inside of your thumb, okay? And we're going to come up to that space between the eyebrows, and we're going to drag the thumbs across the eyebrows out towards the side of the face. Okay, you're going to keep getting just a little bit higher. So that time we went across the eyebrows. Now let's be right above the eyebrows. And there's this feeling of spreading from the center out towards the sides of the head. Okay, so just keep moving right up. And then eventually we're dragging right under the hairline. And then we're going to continue this motion, but now we're down here and we're coming across cheekbones. So same thing, dragging the thumbs out. And the book says with strong pressure, but we're going to leave that up to you. And we'll just come right across the cheekbones 3 times. And now we're going to open up the hands, and we're going to use the soft part of the thumb. And you're going to come right to that place where you can feel the inside of your eye socket, right? So you feel those bones right there, right before it gets soft in your eyes. And we're going to go right along towards the sides of the eyes. Okay, so we'll do that 3 times, right along that bony ridge. So undersides of the thumbs, gently slide the thumbs across the upper rim of the eye sockets. And we'll do that 3 times. And then we're going to take the pointer fingers and we're going to do the underside of the eye socket. So we're here on the sides of the nose. Be a little soft here, come right across that bone out towards the sides of the eyes. Okay, and your eyes are just relaxed as you're moving. And 3 times. Okay, now for this one, we're looking straight ahead, and you're going to keep your eyes straight ahead and your face not moving. And we're going to slowly lift the eyebrows as high as you can towards your hairline. So eyebrows are lifting, 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 and then lowering, lowering. Okay, so again, we'll do that 3 times. Lifting up towards the hairline. And down. And one more time, lift your eyebrows as high as they go. Your eyes should just keep looking straight ahead. But resist the desire to look at your eyebrows. And relax. Okay, this is called the face squint. So we're going to take the left hand and just softly place the left hand over the left side of your face. And you're reminding the left side of your face to stay relaxed. And then once you're here, we're going to start to wrinkle the right side of the forehead, squeeze the right side of the eye, and then your teeth are kind of gritting on the right side so that the neck is kind of tensing as well. And relax. Okay, again, we're going to do that 2 more times. So gritting the teeth, squinting the eye, furrowing the forehead. And just notice if you're able to keep the left side soft. Very likely the left side is trying to copy the right. Good. It takes a lot of control to remind one side to rest. Okay, last one. Good. And then let's work on the other side. So now right hand is just softly over the right side of the face, reminding the right side to stay relaxed. And we're starting to grit the teeth on the left, squint the left eye, wrinkle the left side of the forehead, and relax. Good. So we're moving into all of these gradually, reaching kind of the full squeeze hold, and then again, slowly letting go. And you can take both hands away, and now we're going to do the whole face. So Dr. Ballantine says to imagine that your nose is the center of gravity and your forehead is furrowing down, your eyes are squinting, your teeth are clenching, everything's moving towards this midpoint. And then letting it go. Good. Again, clenching teeth. Good. Wrinkle the nose, wrinkle the forehead. Everything's moving towards the center tip of your nose. And letting go. Good. One more. So 3 is the magic number for most of these. And then relax the face. Okay, so now we're going to move into the eye exercises. For these, the head doesn't move. Okay, so see if you can keep your head steady and straight ahead. And you're going to just take your eyes and look as far left as you can. It's almost like you're trying to look at your left ear. And then coming across the midline and looking at your right ear. And keep going across midline, left ear, across right ear. And try to avoid any urge to turn your head. Yeah, your finger helps, so you can use your finger. Follow your finger. Good. And back to the left. Okay, and then bring your gaze straight ahead again. Now we're going to go up and down. So if you're using your finger, looking up towards your eyebrows. Again, don't lift your head stays steady. And then the eyes are coming down, 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 and you're looking at your chin. And then up towards your forehead. And then down towards your chin. Again, one more time, up towards the forehead. And down towards the chin. And then again, your eyes will be looking straight ahead. And now we're going to be making diagonals. Okay, so steady head. And it's as if you're trying to look up to the right corner. And then come across the face on a diagonal down towards the left corner, as if you were looking maybe at your left shoulder. And again, right corner. Left shoulder. One more. These are good too, in that they take a fair amount of concentration, right? To follow that finger. Okay, come back to neutral. And then you can imagine we'll be doing the other diagonal. Okay, so now let's look up towards the left corner. Again, don't move your head. And then across on a diagonal down towards right bottom corner. One more. And then bringing your gaze straight ahead. So now we're going to do circles with the eyes. Again, the head doesn't move. And sometimes I do this more slowly, like we're going around the face of a clock, but these are going to be actually rolls, just like our shoulder rolls. Okay, so the eyes are looking up and then start moving clockwise and back to the forehead and then counterclockwise. You're looking as far as you can without moving the head. That's one. Okay, so two more. Again, go around clockwise. And if this makes you dizzy, sometimes it does, it's a little bit funny with our vision, you can do it with your eyes closed as well. Okay, so classically it's done with the eyes open, but if you start to feel funny, you can try closing your eyes. Good. Third time. And then close your eyes and squeeze the eyes shut tight. And then blink your eyes as fast as you can. Just like a disco. And then relax and close your eyes very softly so the lids are just hardly touching. Just feel the two lids hardly touching. Good. Rest the eyes for a moment. All righty. And now we're going to be moving down to the mouth. So for this one, we're going to look straight ahead and we're going to clench the teeth and open the lips as much as you can. It's your new profile picture. Good. And then relax that. And we're going to bring the top lip over the teeth and the bottom lip over the teeth and make an O. And then drop your chin. Okay. So the mouth is in a big O, almost like a yawn. And now keeping the mouth just as it is, we're going to take the bottom lip off the teeth and see if you can bring it towards your chin and bring the top lip up towards your nose. That's kind of like, good. And then relax. Okay, so our next movement is the lion, and you all know the lion from asana practice. This time, we're going to do the eyes properly as they're taught. So a lot of times when we do lion, we just look up at the forehead, but classically in this asana, the eyes are going to look at the space between the eyebrows. Okay, so it's basically, you're going to be going cross-eyed and looking up slowly. And this is called Shambhavi Mudra. Okay, otherwise the practice is the same. The hands will be kind of up close to your hip joints. Take a big inhalation. And then relax. Okay, and we're going to do it a total of 3 times. And what's a little different is when we exhale out, we're going to count to 3 before we pull back in. Okay, so we'll be holding the face stretch. Okay, so again, when you're ready, inhale. And pull back. Good. And one more. When you're ready, big inhale. And then come back, relax your face. Again. And then this is our last thing, facial massage. So for this, we take the heels of the hands and we'll bring the heels of the hands above the eyebrows and we're just drawing circles. Good. And so we did a lot of movements and stretches with the face. Here we're just working out any tension left over from the practice. Good. And you can work your forehead, you can work down across your cheekbones into the jaw, maybe down along your chin line. Again. And then whenever you're ready, you can take your hands away. Okay, so your face now is full of energy, and let's work on the rest of it. So now we're going to come into an open leg position. So you can stay up on your seat if you're not too high. You could be up on folded blanket. If you're up on a really high bolster, maybe onto a folded blanket or something a little lower. I'm just going to move back here. We're going to have the legs open. Good. So if you've been sitting cross-legged on the floor doing your joints and glands, it's going to feel good to open up the knees. My chair. Okay, so we got the legs open. We're sitting up nice and tall through the center line of the body. And let's just move into some shoulder rolls. So bringing the shoulders up, pressing back and releasing down. Okay. And the next class, we'll look at the joints and glands practices for the neck. Okay. And then let's bring the arms up overhead. We're going to interlace the fingers. And as you inhale, press the palms up, press the heels away. And then exhale, relax. Okay, we're going to do that for 3 repetitions. Again, inhale, press through heels, press through palms, and relax. And this time we're going to hold and let the breath flow. So inhale, press up, press out, and keeping the body just like this, breathing normally. And relax your shoulders, no tension. And then let's bring the arms back down, relax the legs, and the hands can just be alongside. We're going to roll the ankle joints. Good. And flex and point the toes. And then staying nice and tall, let's turn and look at the left leg. And we're just going to bow to the left leg. So tipping out over the leg. And wherever you stop is fine. You can keep your back flat just like this, or you can drop your head, drop your shoulders. And we're going to stay curled over the left leg for 10 breaths. So your hands might be on the floor. If your right hand wants to hold the outside of the left foot, you can do that as well. Get a little bit more stretch along the side body. And then flat back, tip up. And we're going to turn and look at the right leg. And again, tipping out over the right leg. And then wherever your body stops, you can stay flat back, just like this. Or you can start to drop the head and shoulders. Hands can be on the floor, or left hand can hold outer right foot. And again, 10 breaths, just relaxing down into the forward fold. And just keeping both sit bones grounded. So make sure your left sit bone is still on your cushion, not lifting up. Good. Flat back and tip yourself back up. And now we'll do the same thing out to center. So we have spider fingers and we're going to walk the fingers forward. Again, tip as far as you go. And you can stay head up, shoulders back, or you can start to round. Again, your choice, whatever feels better in your body. And we'll be moving here for 10 breaths. And just letting the weight of your body drop. Soften your feet, soften your ankles. And then let's come back to our spider fingers and flat back, tipping back up. Okay, let's bring the legs together now so that we're in our staff pose, and we'll be doing fire log. So for fire log, we're going to pick up the left ankle and place it right above the right knee. And let's have the right toes flex just a little bit, left toes just a little bit. And we're going to tip out long over the leg. So you're leading with the heart. Again, come to that place where you stop, and we'll probably be feeling this in the hip joint, buttock, and looking for a hold of about 10 breaths. You can bring your awareness back up into your face and just notice if you're keeping your face soft now. Jaw, the forehead. Okay. And then we're going to tip back up, and let's make a fist with the right hand. And we're just going to work the fist in the arch of the right foot. Okay, so you can use your knuckles if that feels good. If you prefer, you could use your thumbs. Okay, and we're working with the arch of the foot. You can also pinch the heel. Okay, so you can see your Achilles tendon kind of popping a little bit there, and we can just press with the thumb. Okay, so just kind of exploring the foot, what feels good. You can take your hands as well and close your toes. So kind of squeeze your toes shut. And then we're going to try taking our right fingers and threading them into our left toes. So you can take your pointer finger and put it between the big toe and the second toe, and just keep working them in. So your pinky finger is between your baby toe and your fourth toe. And then we're going to come back into fire log pose and just see if you can hold your hand in this position while you're doing that. Okay, again, the ankle is bent and we're long out over the leg, tip, tip, tip. Okay. Staying either with a flat back or relaxing shoulders, dropping the head. Okay. Let's be here for about 5 breaths. Yeah. And if you're not feeling much from separating your toes, you could separate your fingers and just make it a little more. Good. And then let's tip back up. Take your fingers out and back to staff pose. And here we go, fire log on the other side. Let's find the right ankle. Place the right ankle above the left knee. Again, both feet are flexed just a little bit. We're sitting up nice and tall, and we're going to tip out over the legs. And again, you can keep your head lifted or drop the head and shoulders. And if you want a little more from this, your right elbow can kind of push gently into your right inner knee. And as you're relaxing here, release tension across your upper back, across your shoulders. And softening your belly a little more, allowing the breath to be deep. And then let's come to a flat back, tip back up. Okay. And we'll pay some attention to the right foot now. So making a fist with the left hand, and we're working the knuckles into the arch of the foot. maybe pinching the back of the heel, right along the tendon there. And you can just explore, do what feels good. Maybe thumbs feel good, any place that just notice some tension or any discomfort in your feet. And you might close your toes with your hands, squeeze them together. And then we're going to thread our toes. So let's take the left hand and the pointer finger goes between big toe and second toe. And then see if you can feed your fingers in there. Okay. And once they're in there, you have one finger between each of the toes, little bend in the ankle, tipping long, and coming back to fire long pose. Again, this time we'll hold for, again, about 5 or 6 breaths. And if your toes aren't uncomfortable enough, spread your fingers a little bit and get even more space between them. Again, don't force anything, don't do anything that's painful, but very beneficial to spread the toes, especially if you wear shoes that are kind of tight in the front. Toes can get squished. And then coming back to a flat back and tipping back up. Take our fingers out. And let's move into our table position. Okay, so in the table position, we'll start by moving through the spinal wave or cat and cow. So knees are underneath the hip bones, wrists are underneath the shoulders. And let's drop the sit bones, arch up along the back. As the hands press away the floor, the head drops, big arch in the spine. Nice flexion. And then sit bones are lifting, let your belly fall, chest fall, look forward. Cow position. Okay. And just moving from one to another. Slowly. With awareness of movement through along the spine. And then we're going to start to go into our spinal flossing. So the next time you're dropped down into your cow position, the sit bones will move back towards the heels. And then we're going to roll up into cat and come forward over the wrists. And dropping down into cow, pull back. Arching up into cat, roll forward. Okay. So the movement along the spine is the same, cat and cow, but now we're rocking forward and back. Hips involved. And the next time you're forward in your cat, big toes touch, knees open. And let's drop back into an open child. And once you're here, we're moving the fingers and rolling the wrists. So go ahead and move the hands around. And then start to walk back towards your body, coming back up into table. And then bring the legs closed. So now knees and big toes are touching and the hands are one step in front of the shoulders. Let's bring the pelvis now into a rotation. So dropping forward, out to the side and back. Other side and forward. Good. Nice big roll. 3 is a good number. We'll do 3 in each direction. And then you can walk yourself back to kneeling. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do down dog. And oftentimes when we're doing down dog, we're pedaling or going up and down on our toes. But I want to try down dog still, just holding it for 10 breaths. And I want to support the heels. So usually our heels are kind of hovering somewhere above the mat, right? So we're going to have some kind of prop underneath so that the heels are touching. And for me, this is perfect. A little cushion. If we don't have a little cushion, grab your folded blanket or folded towel. And you might need to kind of guess at the height. If you need to come back and fold again, you can definitely do that. Okay, so we're going to have the cushion in the back of the mat. Yeah, and you're coming back into your table position. Toes turn under. Let's come up and see if you can place your heels on your cushion, on your folded blanket. Walk your hands back. Okay, and just getting the feeling of down dog with contact. Yeah, the heels should be hip distance apart, so don't have your legs together. A nice healthy Tadasana stance with the legs. Again, once we're here, the challenge is 10 breaths. So folding and breathing, hands are pressing away. Okay, 3 more breaths. And then let's bring our knees down. The ankles straighten. Again, you can walk yourself back to kneeling, or if you want to sit for a moment. Okay. And let's move the wrists. Okay. And then we're going to try to come up and do that again, this time only for 5 breaths. Okay, so again, down dog with contact. And as you press the hands down into the floor, I want you to really ground your heels. Okay, so here we go, back to table, toes under, lift up, place the heels on your prop. Okay. And as you press the floor away, heels ground. And this is 5 breaths. And then come back to your knees. And then we'll bring the big toes together and we're going to move into open child again. So if an open child, you have your forehead on the floor, you're all set. If your forehead is hovering a bit, grab a block. So let's be an open child in such a way that the head rests. And then we're going to take our fingertips and just bring your fingertips to the back of your neck. So in open child's pose, we're dragging the fingers down those 2 rope-like muscles on either side of the vertebra, either drawing circles or maybe gently pinching that place where the neck and shoulders meet. And then you still have your head down and we're going to do some scalp massage. Okay, so this was not in our joints and glands for the face, right? But it is an important practice. So take your fingertips now, your forehead still down on the floor, down on the block, and it's just like you're washing your hair. The tips of the fingers are making little circles. So it's those spider hands. Okay, and the spider hands are massaging the scalp. Okay. So you make little circles and then pick them up and move them. And you might be surprised by how sensitive the scalp is, right? Especially when we do this rather intense pressure point. Okay. And then when you're ready, you're coming back to your hands and walking yourself up. Okay. So now we're going to move into our mini sun salutations. So let's walk ourselves back and we're kneeling down. If kneeling down is okay. If kneeling down isn't comfortable, you can start kneeling up. We'll go through slow one time, and then we'll go through with the breath 2 more times. Okay, again, for a total of 3. So let's inhale, bring the arms up by the sides of the ears. And then we're going to come into an extended child's pose, keeping the back flat as long as you can. So as long as you can, your elbows are by your ears and you're tipping along out over the legs. At some point, the hands touch and the body grounds. And then from here, we'll come up into table and drop down into a cow. And then draw in the belly, roll up into cat. Again, drop down into cow. Neutral spine, looking down at the floor, toes turn under, come up into down dog. And once you're up in down dog, this time we'll pedal. You can lift up and down onto your toes. Move your hips around. And then we're going to drop the knees, straighten the ankles. The hands will take one step forward. And then we're going to come into a supported cobra. If a supported cobra isn't good, you can do cow again in this spot. And then let's just stay in our supported cobra, or we're in cow, stay in cow for about 3 breaths. Just open. And then we'll press back into extended child's pose. And then drawing the navel in, come on up, lift up onto your knees, swoop the arms, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart, and you can come back to kneeling down or stay up. Okay. All right, let's go through that 2 more times. This time we'll go right along with the breath. Inhale, up on the knees. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale forward into cow. Exhale, draw up into cat. Inhale, cow. Flat back, toes under. Exhale, dog. Drop your knees, straighten your ankles, step your hands. Inhale, supported cobra. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale up onto the knees, swoop the arms, hands touch. Exhale, hands to the heart, dropping the spine. Okay, rest for a moment here. And then let's go through again. Inhale, drop the hands, come on up onto the knees. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale forward, cow. Exhale, draw up, cat. Inhale, cow. Flat back, toes under, exhale, dog. Drop your knees, straighten your ankles, walk your hands, inhale, cobra. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale, lift up onto the knees, swoop the arms, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart, sit bones strong. Again, just sit for a moment here. And then let's come up to standing. Okay, so for the next posture, we're going to do pyramid pose again, or Parshvottanasana. The nice one. So have 2 blocks. Move my, and the blocks will just be out in front of you. Okay, and I'm going to face you, but you face the short end of your mat. Okay, so I'm facing long end, you face short end. And we're standing nice and tall towards the back of the mat. Let's open up the left thigh. The left thigh rotates open a bit and the right foot steps forward. Okay, so here's our stance. And it's much like Warrior One, the back foot's open a little more. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. And then tipping with a nice neutral back out over the right leg. Go as far as you go. And then bend your knee, push into the foot, come up, knee straightens. Okay, so let's do that 3 more times. Inhale long over the leg. And then bend your knee, push it and tip up. And straighten. Follow your breath. And take your time. Okay, this time we're going to hold when we're out over the leg. Inhale long. Good. Let's stay here. If you'd like to draw your shoulder blades together and lift your arms, you can. You can do a chest opener here, or just keep the hands resting on the sacrum, shoulder blades together. And the feeling of the crown of the head is towards the front of the room. Your arms are up, bring them down. Deep bend in the right knee, and let your hands fall to your blocks. Okay. And then once you're here, you can start to straighten your right knee, maybe a little bit, or it may come all the way straight. All the way straight is great, just don't lock. And then you can keep your head lifted and your back flat, or you can start to round over your leg. So you might start to drop the head, drop the shoulders. If you feel your hands can come to the floor without the blocks might step off and you can come to your fingertips. Again, we'll be here 5 breaths. Remember that micro bend in your knee. And then big bend in your right knee. Hands come back up onto the sacrum, flat back, and slowly draw the right leg back and take a little walk. Moment to even out. Okay. And now the other side. So again, we're standing in our mountain position. This time the right thigh rotates open a little bit and the left leg steps forward. Hands interlaced, rest on the sacrum. And we're bowing nice and long out over the left leg. Deep bend in the knee, push into your foot, tip up and straighten. Let's do that a few times. Inhale long and bend, push and come up, straighten. And get ready to hold. So the next time you come out over the left leg, eyes are on the floor. Again, if you'd like to do a chest expander here, I'm kind of skipping it myself. My shoulder's not up to snuff this morning, but if yours is feeling good, shoulder blades together, elbows straighten, bring your arms up. Good, nice, strong back. If your arms are up now, bring them back onto the sacrum. Everybody, bend your knee deeply and release your hands to your blocks. And then start to slowly straighten that left leg. Again, maybe just a little bit, maybe all the way. And then if you'd like to round here, the head and shoulders start to fall. Pay attention to the back of your left knee. Again, with that 1% bend. If you'd like to move your blocks away, you could. And then coming up with care, deep bend in the front knee. Hands back up onto the sacrum. Nice flat back, tip, 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 tip. And then the left leg draws back. Again, walk around. All right, and then time for our hip rolls. So these will require some balance, so you can do it out in the middle of your room, or if you'd like to put your hand on the wall or on the chair, find something to help steady you. So the left hand will be supporting. Weight comes into the left foot, right knee lifts. And let's do 3 circles back, around, and through. And we talked about last time trying to keep hips even. All right. And then 3 the other way. Knee goes back, around. So just notice if you're lifting your right hip, tell on my monitor that I am. So I'm trying to drop it. And put down. Okay. So there are some benefits to seeing yourself practice. Some horror to it, but there's also some practicality. Okay, so now the right hand is supported. Weight is in the right leg. And the knee comes up, left knee up, press back, around, and through. Okay. So we want to focus on something new. Focus on keeping your left hip down. Don't lift it up. Okay. Another direction, knee goes back, around, and through. And if your hip's not moving with you, it might feel like you're not getting as much movement, right? So if I move my hip, I can make a really big circle, but it's not true flexor. And put down, again, walk a little bit. And then back into Tadasana, our mountain pose. Arms are alongside. And we're going to inhale, lift up onto the toes. And then exhale, lower. Okay, so let's just do 5 of these. More good stuff for our feet. Inhale, come up onto your tiptoes. Exhale, down to the heel. Okay, and on time number 5, we're going to stay up. Focus your gaze, steady, steady. And this time the hands are going to come back. So as I'm dropping my heels, my knees are bending and my hands are coming behind my body. So come down into a chair, hands lift behind. Good. We'll move this way 3 more times. Inhaling, starting to stand up. The arms are lifting in front of you. The arms are lifting above you. You're up on your tiptoes. And then going back to your skiing position. Exhale, heels drop, knees bend. Okay. 1 more. And this time when you come back into your chair or your cross-country skiing, or I guess downhill skiing position, stay here for a moment and just feel your heels, feel the back of your ankles. And then pressing into the feet, come back to Tadasana. Walk a little bit. And it's time for our Agnisara practice. Mountain pose. Dropping down into the knees, the hands rest on the thighs. And take a moment before you start to relax your back. Relax your belly, take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, lift and squeeze pelvic floor, draw the low abdomen in, draw the navel in, squeeze all the air out. Inhaling, belly softens and fills. Low abdomen, relax the pelvic floor. Okay. Let's try to do 10. Again, exhale, moving in, and we're squeezing from the pelvic floor up to the navel. Inhaling and releasing back down. So thinking about this as a wave of tightening and a wave of release. And whenever you get to 10, and come back to mountain pose. Okay, so our next posture is going to be a reclined twist, and we're going to be moving into it prone, so from the belly. Okay, so we're going to come down onto the floor, bring our arms out into a letter T, and we'll be resting on the right cheek. Okay, so when you're ready, go ahead and clear your space again on the floor. Come down onto your belly, arms out in the letter T, resting on the right cheek. And then once you're there, you're going to tent your left fingertips so that you can start to roll onto your right hip and bring your left leg behind you. Good. So I'm rolling onto my right hip and my left big toe is just touching behind me. And there you are, everyone's got it. Good. And so for some folks, it's nice to have the big toe right behind you. Some people like to stretch the left leg out as well and kind of reach away with the big toe. So do whatever feels the best in your back. Good. Well, let's just stay here and relax. I'm just going to get you. And then we can roll back to the belly. And you can gently lift your head, turn, and we'll rest now on the left cheek. Right fingertips are tented and you're rolling onto your left hip. And now your right big toe touches behind. And we're staying here about 10 long breaths. And just following the movement of your breath into the belly. Good. And then when you're ready, you're coming back onto the abdomen. And then back to your forehead. Let's press back to child's pose. And rest here for a few minutes, or I'm sorry, a few breaths. And then we're going to come back out onto the mat on our backs. And so a few breaths in child's pose and then come to lying on your mat. And we'll be on the mat with knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. Good. Palms are on the floor alongside, and we'll tip the knees. And we're getting ready for some moving bridges. And step the feet close to your seat. Take a nice big inhalation and relax your whole body. And then as you exhale, we're going to squeeze the belly in, gently drop the low back towards the floor. And then inhale, start to lift the pelvis up. Come as high as you go. And then exhaling, lowering the back down, pelvis touches. Inhale and release the pelvis. Okay, so let's do this 3 more times. Exhale, squeeze the belly in. Inhale, roll up the spine, press the pelvis up. Exhale, lower the spine back down to the mat, vertebra by vertebra. Pelvis touches, inhale, relax. Okay, so keep going on your own. And then the next time the pelvis touches and you're relaxing, we're going to draw the knees in. And coming into wind reliever and rocking. Maybe drawing some circles with the knees. So if you want to move into your rock around the clock motion, and we'll be coming back to bridge, this time to hold. 3 big circles one way, 3 the other way. And then bringing your feet back to the floor. Okay, again, the chin is tucked just a little bit. Arms are alongside. Exhale, draw your belly in. Inhale, roll up the spine. Pelvis is pressing. And then release your breath. Let your breath flow. Your arms can stay alongside you on the floor, or maybe they'll interlace under the body. And focus your attention in the space between the eyebrows. And stay here for 7 breaths. Now it's time to come down, nice and slow. When the pelvis touches, bring your legs out long on your mat. Arms overhead, symmetrical stretching. So reach through your right fingertips, press your right heel, and then move left. And we're going to do some side bends in an informal way. So normally we do these as half moon poses. Instead, just lift your head and shoulders, bring your head and shoulders right, drop them back to the floor, and just take a nice side bend here. The legs can stay stationary. Okay, just breathing into the left rib cage, left shoulder joint, side of the waist. Yeah, so it's the side bend just like you would do it standing, but luckily we're supported. And then come back to center. And same thing, nice easy side bend, this time lifting the head and shoulders. And moving as far left as you can, head back down. Good, big breaths into the right side of the body, right shoulder, right side of the rib cage. And then head and shoulders lift again, come back to neutral, release your hands. And we're going to come back to Shavasana via a complete breath. So when you're ready, feel the breath move in through your nose. Inhale and fill your belly. Fill the sides of the waist, fill the chest. So you've taken in as much breath as you can. And then as you begin your exhale, the arms lift up to the ceiling and drop alongside as the lungs empty. Good, soften the body. And now from here, we're going to be getting ready for relaxation after you pick one more movement. So if there's one more movement or one more posture you'd like to use to finish your practice, you could do that now. It'll take about 2 or 3 minutes while I'll turn off the lights here, and then we'll get ready for Shavasana. Okay. So again, with that body awareness, we're asking, what do I need to close my practice? So taking your time. Now, when you feel ready, you can start to prepare your space for your guided relaxation. Support for the head. You're in a cool room, some sleeves, some socks. And then when you're ready, you can start to let your body move into stillness. And we're going to move through the body from head to toe twice with a tense release practice. So when you're ready, your attention comes up to the crown of your head, and you can start to furrow your forehead, squeeze your eyes shut, purse your lips like you're sucking on a sour lemon, press your shoulders into the floor, firm upper arms, firm lower arms, make fists with your hands, press your shoulders into the floor, gently firm the belly, squeeze buttocks, squeeze thighs, squeeze calves, and then the heels press away from you, toes are flexed, hold, hold, release. Take a big inhalation through your nose and exhale out your mouth. And now we'll rotate the shoulders so the palms are flat on the floor. Again, start to furrow your brows, squeeze your eyes shut, wrinkle your nose, purse your lips. Shoulders press into the floor, firm upper arms, firm lower arms. Palms press down into the floor, like you're trying to press yourself up. Good. Gently draw your belly in, squeeze buttocks, thighs, calves. This time, push your toes away from you. Hold, hold, hold. Release. Take a big inhalation through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Good. Rotate your shoulders back open so the backs of the hands rest alongside you. Again, attention moves to the crown of the head. And this time, soften across the forehead. Relax around your eyes. Release the jaw, feel the teeth part. Move around your ears. Travel into your ears. Across the back of your head. And then relax the back of your neck, the sides of your neck. Release the throat. Softening across the chest and into the shoulders, across the upper back. Softening the upper arms and elbows, the lower arms and wrists, and moving out into your hands. Feel the place where the backs of your hands rest on the floor and the fingers curl. For a moment, feeling warmth in the palms of your hands. And just let go of your arms. Let your arms be heavy. The floor holds you. Traveling from the tips of your fingers back up the arms to the shoulders. And then softening into the sides of your rib cage, the sides of your waist. Relax across your mid back, down into your lower back. Soften the muscles in the abdomen. And for the next few breaths, just feel the breath move in and out. Yes, we're not doing a lot here, just watching how as you inhale, the belly expands. And as you exhale, the belly falls. And traveling across the back of the pelvis. Move around your sacrum. Down into your hip joints. Relax the muscles in the thighs. And softening the knees, lower legs, ankles, and feet. Soften into the arches of your feet. Relax your toes. And as you feel the place where your heels are resting, let go of your legs. Allow the floor to support the weight of the legs, the weight of the arms, the weight of the whole body. And then begin to travel back up, moving from the tips of the toes to the ankles, knees, up through the thighs to the hip joints. And then finding your awareness at the pelvic floor, traveling up the center line of the body. And imagine that you're softening each vertebra. So the muscles that support the back, and feeling each vertebra drop a little more into your mat. As we let go right up the center line of the body. Traveling through the mid back, through the space between the shoulders, up along the back of your neck to the crown. And now on your next inhalation, imagine that the whole body is drawing in breath. So draw fresh prana, fresh breath into every cell in your body. And as you inhale now, the whole body expands. And as you exhale, feel that the exhale is moving out of every cell in your body. The whole body is softening. And for the next few breaths, breathe with the whole body. Drawing your inhalation in through your fingertips, in through your face, your crown, your chest, your belly. Feeling the whole body from the crown to the toes to the fingers expand. And as you exhale, feel the breath move out of every pore in your skin. So everywhere throughout the body, letting go. And feeling that the body is relaxed and energized. We'll move to our meditation seat. So as best you can, keeping your focus inside, you can roll to your side and come up to seated. Once seated, the shoulders might come up to the ears, press back, and there's a feeling of dropping the shoulder blades down the back of the body that just very naturally lifts the heart. And the hands rest on the thighs, point your finger and thumb touching. You might feel the chin lower just a little bit so the back of the neck is long. And feel the place where your two sit bones touch your cushion. And as you feel that grounding underneath you, relax. Let's move awareness now up into the nostrils.
And just feeling the sensation of the breath as it touches the inside of the nose. Feeling the sensations of the exhale as it travels back out. And just see if you can stay with that feeling awareness of breath touching as you continue to relax your body. And see if you can stay in the sensation of breath, relaxation of your body, without your mind talking. But you do this in a quiet place. Of feeling relaxing, quiet. And now start to follow the stream of your breath as the inhalation travels up to the space between the eyebrows. And as the exhale travels down from the space between the eyebrows and out the nose. And as you start to travel that energy channel, allow the sound of the mantra to come forward. So as the inhalation is drawn in, hearing in your own mind. So, and as you exhale, hear hum. So, hum. And as you relax your breath and your mind into the sound of the mantra, there is that background knowledge that so hum means I am that. I am consciousness itself. And the breath sings that truth. So hum, I am that. And now you're continuing to breathe along with the sound of the mantra, but you're no longer moving. Now just resting in that space between the eyebrows. And the sound of the mantra becomes more interesting than the breath. So you're still breathing, but full focus now on the sound of the mantra. And the mantra may uncouple itself with the breath. So the mantra might start to move faster than you're breathing. That's fine. The breath is still long and deep in the space between the eyebrows, maybe saying, so hum, so hum, so hum, so hum, so hum. Relax your forehead more, your eyes more. And you might start to see light in the form of a white flame in the space between the eyebrows. If it's easy, bring that visualization forward. If it's not easy, just let it go. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. And now start to move away from the visualization of light. And breathing a little deeper, we allow the sound of the mantra to go. Good. Start to move your body, shoulders, spine. Wiggling your fingers and drawing your attention back out into the room around you. And then we'll warm the palms of our hands and cup the hands over your eyes, allowing the eyes to open to the darkness of your hands, and your attention is drawn out. Good. And you can take your hands away when you're ready. Thank you all so much. Namaste. Thank you. Have a wonderful week.
You have a good week too. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy. Be safe.
Thank you, Tracy.
Yeah, good to see you. Enjoy the snow. It's gone now.
It stopped now. It's okay.
Morning thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye. Good week, all.
You too.